And now to speak more on Frida Kahlo and about her paintings. So let me go into my notes. Frida was one of the artists during her time period, Hispanic portrait or Hispanic painter, and I really absolutely adored her art. She had much passion and much collaboration in her art that it caused people to draw attention towards it, because it's not common for artists to draw themselves or common for artists to take time out of the day to paint something that relates to their fantasies and their reality, and I really found that unique in her art. She does an amazing job in enlisting like certain details as you see in this portrait, like I talked about before. She just makes details, and also if I pull up another portrait of Frida, you can just look at the way her portraits are made. Like, I mean, honestly, who thinks about drawing that? And one of her purposes of drawing this picture in particular was to say that she feels like an animal being shot with a bow and arrow sometimes, because the reality of world being a person of another ethnicity. And I think this really stood out for me personally, being African American, because it does feel like society is kind of not against you, but at the same time it's not as easy as others. So I really appreciated some of her works and how they relate a certain message. And as you go on just with her art, she also includes her husband, as you can see right here. She includes him in her art a lot, especially her loved ones. But mainly and mostly, she chooses to paint herself, as this painting we've seen earlier. It shows correlation between the two of her personalities. See, as you can see, she created a portrait of her in the picture, and then she painted herself. So her artwork is pretty prevalent of just recreating herself. I also liked how she uses different backgrounds of nature to, I feel like, outstand and not make her art look repetitive, especially with the work she does. She tries to make it stand out more, I feel like, especially with the colors and the color scheme and the dynamics. I feel like it's very important, but her art altogether is just amazing. And I really appreciate just as you see, I really appreciate the time and effort she takes to just display her life stories in her art. And I think that's very unique. She also had some challenges going on, and she wasn't afraid to speak about it. Shortly, just growing up, she always had a passion for art. Her mom recognized her passion as well as her father. After she grew older, she moved out and took up along her dream of being an artist. And I believe she's a really inspiring figure for younger generations.